My next guest in Gordon Street tonight is an ARIA award-winning singer who has had 2 #1 albums and is about to release her 3rd. Would you please welcome Missy Higgins? Years since your last album. Is that right?
Oh my God. It doesn't feel like I've had as much time off as I have, but yeah, it's definitely a long time between albums.
And now it was a conscious decision not just to not make an album for a while, but you kind of walked away from music for a while.
Yeah, I didn't intend to quit straight away because I love music and it's always been my life, but I just found that I couldn't write songs all of a sudden. Like I wanted to be the kind of person that could go straight into another album and just kind of keep on keeping on. But it was brought on by the fact that I think I just really had needed a break for a while and I hadn't taken it.
Yeah.
And I was having a bit of an existential crisis, I think. You know, when you just kind of start looking at your life from afar, and I was thinking, what am I contributing to the world? And, you know, am I challenging myself anymore, and am I actually doing anything that's worthwhile? And I just thought, well, if it's not happening and it's not making me happy, then that must be a sign. So I just thought, well, maybe I'm just not meant to do music anymore. Maybe it's just one of those things. And my dad said to me, he's like, don't feel bad about it. You know, you've achieved a lot in a lifetime, you know, with your first 2 albums. Like, it's okay if you don't ever do music again.
Wow.
I went to uni for a bit and I did a bit of travelling.
What did you study? Did you study something completely unconnected with music?
Yeah, in Australian Indigenous Studies.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose that?
Well, I have a long history with Broome, and...
Most women do.
Really? Would you like to expand on that?
No.
So do you have a degree now?
No.
How did you go on the exams? Did you get like 80% or something like that?
I got a high distinction, but only just scraped into the high distinction.
That's still pretty good, though. You should be very proud of that.
And you're trained as?
Me, I did law. I was law, and I practiced law for a while. You know, I practiced for 10 years, Missy. You'd be interested in knowing. Yeah, 10 years. I finished my degree, and I got a degree. And worthwhile.
My dad would be very proud of you.
Yeah, well, you should be proud of me.
Did you ever have to address a courtroom? Did you ever have to do that?
Yeah, no, I appeared in court. I appeared in the wig and gown. I enjoyed that. It's a very theatrical profession. It's the sort of thing that, you know, I could have quite happily continued. I'd be a judge at the Hague. I'd be hearing war crimes now.
You know, we could have covered this in your interview.
Yeah, I know that would have been interesting, wouldn't it? You know, we just coast through on my interview. You know, it's like he didn't care. Probing questions to get to Missy.
He's got regret.
Missy, you tell him when you decided to go back, when you thought, you know what, my father has given me permission to go back to singing, so I'm going to do that. You tell him that.
Hey. It's my interview.
Yeah,
I'll run this, thank you.
No, you do it in your own time.
Okay. So what was the turning point that took you back to music?
The turning point was, well, I got offered, I was actually at uni at the time, and I got offered Lilith Fair, the Sarah McLachlan all-women tour in America.
Right, okay.
And it was something that I used to be kind of obsessed with in the 90s. And so, yeah, I couldn't refuse, and I went over, and I had written 1 song at the time, you know, in about 2 years, and I played that to the audience, and it just felt so good to play again. And I just kind of had this overwhelming feeling of, oh my God, what have I been doing? Like, this makes me happier than anything that I could possibly imagine. And also the audiences were amazing. I got a huge turnout, and, you know, all these fans that had been following me for years were waiting by the stage afterwards, and they said to me, where have you been? We're waiting for your new album. You know, we're so excited. And I just thought that they would have, I literally thought that everyone would have forgotten about me and they would have kind of moved on to the next hottest thing. And I thought, I've got an obligation to these people. They've been waiting for music, and I felt really humbled.
And the single has been released this week.
Yeah.
Twitter has gone berserk for it already. I've been following it for the last few days, and people are just absolutely
I'm a new convert to Twitter.
Really?
I only discovered it about 4 or 5 months ago because I was in America and everybody does it over there.
But I mean, I don't know much about Twitter, Missy. But how do you play music on Twitter?
You obviously don't know much about Twitter.
What?
Sorry, I just got freaked out for a second. I just looked and Bunty's still got her glasses on. And for a second I went, oh my God, no, leave them on. But just out of the corner of my eye I went, Dame Edna's here!
They really see you.
Wow. They look good.
Yeah.
Bunty, could you explain Twitter to Sean, please?
Well, you explain to people every day what you're doing now.
Yes.
And they will follow you on Twitter.
Yes.
And then they'll reply back to you.
Yes.
And then you'll keep following them along and they'll keep following you. And you know what everybody's doing every day of the week.
What a calamitous waste of time.
Every minute.
Now, we've got a clip of the single off your album.
Yeah, Unashamed Desire.
Unashamed Desire.
Yeah.
And the clip was made by the person that made Gautier's Somebody That I Used to Know.
Yeah,
is that
yeah,
right?
Natasha Pincus. And it's very theatrical and stylised and very different for me. I'm kind of up in the air on top of dancers' hands and there's confetti going over it. And I'm wearing less than I've ever worn in a film clip, which kind of freaked me out.
Oh, what a shame we don't have
okay.
it. Sorry?
Oh, am I not seeing it?
Yes, we are going to see it.
Okay, cool.
What was the reason for wearing almost nothing?
What
the hell, let's try to it.
It was all about the metaphor of, it's called Unashamed Desire, and it's all about not being ashamed of who you are. It's all about sex, basically.
Right.
No, it's not really.
So it's about casting off society's expectations and you can be yourself in a pure and a spiritual way.
I guess so, exactly. Get me.
It's all right, no, it's okay. So the nude clip is now?
This is Missy Higgins' Unashamed Desire.
Cut open my heart and turn on the light. Cut open my heart and give you light. I've got nothing to hide. My unashamed desire is an open fire. Unashamed desire.
You got the McAuliffe nod.
Yeah.
I did them.
You look really good in hands.
It's not the first time I've been told that.
Better.
I was following you on Twitter today to see what people were saying about, the song and the album.
Yeah.
And this is one tweet that I read. I wonder if Missy Higgins will wear another marriage proposal as a bra this tour.
Oh, okay. Do you want to know what that means?
No. Yes, I do.
I said once at a show, I said, I really wish that I was one of those singers that people threw undies and bras at. And I kind of wish I hadn't said that because now I get them thrown at my face a lot. So that one in particular was, it was a really huge bra too. It was like, each cup was about as big as my head. And they'd said, will you marry me? They wrote, will you marry me on it, and then put their number and threw it at my face.
Yeah. Do you think someone pre-prepared it, or did they just whip it off on the night?
I think they pre-prepared it because it's happened before, and that's kind of what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be this spontaneous, like, I love this so much, I'm going to get my clothes off. But it wasn't at all. It was like, I'm going to buy this from Target a week before, and then I'm going to take it out of the pack and write my name on it.
Someone asked me to sign a breast once.
Really?
I cupped it. I've done that too. To sign it. I've sort of
So
done
she
it.
wasn't wearing a bra.
No, she just flopped it out. She just sign it. And I've sort of, okay, got a bit of purchase. Done that. It's very odd.
No, do you know what? I was there when that happened, Hannah. You weren't. I've seen you tell the story before, and Hannah goes, I didn't know what to do. Hannah did cup it. The full story is you wrote Hannah on one boob and went, where's the other one? And then wrote... Still to come, we've got Yusuf Islam and the Shane Howard supergroup. But for now, would you please thank Missy Higgins?